What's up, guys? 409 Morris here. We're going to do another podcast with you. Unfortunately, Gavin is not be able to make this one. He had a family emergency. He had a family member that got in a crash, so prayers to him. Unfortunately, they said he isn't going to be with us today, and Karr is up in the mountains right now. That was unexpected. So it's going to be me and Jeremy today. So I hope you guys enjoy this podcast. So we're going to interview Jeremy, see how he's doing, and it's going to be a fun one, guys. If you guys haven't already known, I did start a new series. It's called the WTF or the What the Fuck series, explaining the USARK. I'll go over that more with that while Jeremy's in here. We'll talk a little bit about that and some other topics and see how he started off and get some questions going for him. So, what's up, Jeremy? How you doing, man?
What's up, dude? Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on, man. So, give me a little bit of background real quick about you so people that aren't familiar with you know a little bit about you, like what you do.
Well, I've been into reptiles ever since I was a freaking little kid, dude. My first snake was a ball python, and it just kind of sparked from there. I had box turtles as pets, your average anoles. Basically, it's just basically snakes, lizards, turtles, that type of deal. I'm gonna say probably about my mid to late teens. I had at one point, as I'm on a spinny chair and almost spun myself around, I had several snakes. I got a nice collection at the time. It was, I think it was one ball python, one Sumatran short-tailed python or black blood python, and I had a regular blood and a green tree python. I'm trying to think, there was something else there. Maybe it was another ball. I can't remember. Anyway, I had a nice selection there, and my mom kind of didn't appreciate the freezer being full of rats. So, I ended up having to get rid of those. She wasn't a big fan of the big jumbo rats that the one blood took. She was a beast, to say the least. Friendly as all hell, but she was a beast. So, needless to say, got rid of all of them. Then years down the road, got married, got my own place, approached my wife, which was very anti-reptile in general.
Oh, okay.
And I took her to a reptile show. I was like, let's just go to one, look at, just say, I did this crap as a kid. It's like, let's just go and let me reminisce a little bit, So we went, and I talked her into let me get another ball python, which I got one of my dream snakes at that time, which was a killer bee. Because when I had gotten out of the hobby, basically, like the bumblebees and the killer bees, they were really, really hot. They were really pricey, dude.
Okay, so you were in, then you got out, and then you got back in, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And how long ago was this?
I would have gotten back in 2018.
Okay, so you're just kind of getting, so you're just in the middle of your season. So you still breed other pythons, correct? Too, like your tree boas. I mean, that's not really that's not really a python, but
all the other, like the bloods and the green tree, that stuff's all gone. Now okay. I'm down where I just have ball pythons and carpet pythons.
Okay, gotcha. So how many clutches are you producing a year right now between each species?
Well, this will be my first year with the carpets. So hopefully I can snag out one clutch because I hit a massive speed bump with them. My one female turned out to be a male.
Oh.
And yeah, that was a big whoopsies on that one. I trusted the breeder, and it was on my end too. I didn't have anything to probe. I completely trusted them that they sexed everything properly. So that was a big speed bump. So luckily I had the ultrasound, and I ultrasounded my other female, which after that whoops, I went through, checked everybody, made sure that, okay, this other carpet is indeed a female, ultrasounded her, and she had follicles at 17 mil.
Oh.
So needless to say, I threw her in with him and wasn't getting any action for a while. And finally they locked up, or at least what looked like a lock. We'll see if he got the deed done.
This is recent then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. This is like right now. Actually, they're in together now, but he's the one perched and she's hiding in a cave. So I think he got the deed done. I think she's working on her way to an ovulation. I could be wrong, but we'll find out on that one. So I've got one clutch, hopefully from them, and then I'm also ball python wise this year. I'm expecting, I think it's like 7 clutches, something like that, roughly.
Okay.
I think I paired 11, and I'm expecting 7 because some of the other ones that I paired, they're a little on the young side. But I wanted to try one of Austin's little, I don't want to say tricks, but one of the things I picked up from my lives that I did with King Austin there.
Yeah.
Once they got to that 11, 1200 gram mark, try them and see what happens. And they're still not building any follicles. So I just kind of left those, couple of those go for this year, and we'll hit them next season.
I did that. I did that trick too to my Mojave hypo when I first got her. She was a proven breeder, and or no, I don't think she was a proven breeder. I think she was still a virgin at that time. But I got her 1,100 grams. She would not eat. Would not eat. She was in a rack. Everything was fine. Couldn't get her to eat. And one of my buddies was like, "Hey, just try pairing her to see what happens. You know, it might build her, and she might go back on food and stuff like that." So I was like, "All right." So I had the banana Mojave, was the only male I had available at that time that was ready to go because like he was my very first ball python. I'm like, we'll see what happens. Locked up, went back on food. 8 months later, whatever, she laid eggs or stuff for me. So it worked out really well. So that does work. So
It was like he had said, he swears by doing it that way. I thought, hey, we'll give it a shot. I know 2 of the females they'd lock up, but they've just got no follicles building at all. So it's just like, you know what, I'm not going to waste the male on them. I'll just give them a little bit more time, check them in the monthly rotation, see if something happens, and just kind of wait patiently on them.
right, hang on, sorry, I was getting a phone call.
No, you're good.
So with that being said and stuff, so how many what genes do you work with in general then?
Recessive wise, I'm very big on, everybody knows Exantic everything for me. I'm
Oh,
in
that's
love
right.
with Exantic. What's that?
So that's right. I forgot you are a big exam. It's the SK line, correct?
Yes.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
big
that's what I thought.
TSK. So TSK, Exantic, Clown. Finally got into Pied this year, which I wasn't planning on. Desert Ghost, I'm big with, and then I've got one hypo project, and I've got one project, the triple hets that are DG hypo clown.
Oh, I
Yeah,
did. You
hypo
just
clown.
picked that up too, didn't you?
Well, it's a partnered thing with my buddy Mike. They're his snakes. I'm working the project. Somehow he got them through working with another breeder, and he's got them in his possession, sell them over to me, and then it's like, all right, I'll feed them up, and we'll see where that
Right?
road takes us.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
it was a 1-to-1 pair for chocolates, and then it was a 0.1 with the normal, but they're all triple hets, so it's like,
Yeah, you
hey,
can't beat that. I love chocolate, man.
chocolate's growing on me. I want to eventually throw that into Exantic and see what it does there, because it is very, very nice by itself.
Right.
So thinking you throw the Exantic with it, that's just going to make it look that much better.
It probably would look really good in Exantic. I don't think I've ever seen a chocolate Exantic before. I can't say I have it at Expo. So I know that you are. All right, we're going to go over this a little bit because I just did this video and stuff. So I did a clutch versus husbandry pro video as you watched.
Yes.
I want to talk a little bit about that because you use husbandry pro. So you can give us that other aspect of this side of the spectrum here with husbandry pro.
All right, let's do it because I love husbandry.
So let's have a little bit of a conversation with this. So I've used both of them. Okay. I think that record wise, as of right now, husbandry pro all day, because you can sit there and you can put your locks in. It will tell you when they lock. You put your dates in. It has a calendar in it, so you can actually have your schedule. You can put exactly how your racks are, and like what snakes are in them and exactly where, which is really cool. You can't do that with clutch. Have you been on clutch yet?
I haven't played with clutch. Everybody that I know that has talked about it has said it's more business oriented instead of like record keeping stuff.
Right.
And the business end, it's like I don't really like husbandry does everything I need it to do. Everything else I can do on Morph Market, in my opinion.
Right.
That's kind of where
Right.
I'm at with Clutch.
So I was talking to Summer and Justin Canova, and they said they do plan on implementing the pairing and the locking, kind of how Husbandry Pro is. So that's going to be their next upgrade onto this. This was just kind of a soft launch, pretty much just to get your collection in it, and get it all set up. I think user friendly wise is more user friendly than Husbandry Pro. I'd rather sit there and probably be on the computer or the laptop with Husbandry Pro. I'd probably rather be on my phone with Clutch.
Oh, okay.
So that's my. I think it's easier to navigate Husbandry Pro on a laptop than it is on my phone. But if you just want to sit there and scroll through things and like upload pictures, obviously it's easier to do on your phone than to just upload a photo on your laptop to re-upload it.
Yeah.
Either, and that goes for both of them. I mean, that's both of them, honestly, on that. So it's going to be interesting. I do like how with Husbandry Pro, you can sit there, you can track your ovulations, the follicles. You have that to address with it too, like where you can't do that for Clutch. Like I said, like Clutch is just pretty much here's your collection. You can't sit there and really pair anything. You have to put it in your production notes or your private notes, and like what locked up. I mean, but like if you're sitting there, if they don't fix it, which I'm sure that they will, but if they don't, you got to think that you're going to have 3, 4, 5 years of private notes that you're going to have to sit there and scroll through. Where Husbandry Pro, it's just right there in your dashboard, and it kind of just shows you because if they lock up and if they lay, you can delete the locks. I mean, I guess you can do that with Clutch too, and put like, okay, well, like this, they definitely laid, this Clutch on this date, and just keep it for your record. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting.
For me, like when I'm doing my record keeping with Husbandry, like when they lay, I don't have to delete anything.
Right.
No, I just everything's just there, and you just kind of go on and scan as you need to be scanning for your different activities that you're doing and stuff like that.
Right. I think I'm gonna end up messing around with Husbandry Pro a little bit more. I got like half the collection in Pro. I was just kind of waiting for Clutch to launch just to see like what one I was kind of leaning towards, but record keeping, I'm probably leaning towards Pro, but user friendly, Clutch. I mean, it's tough. They're both nice. You can't go wrong with either or.
No, I was gonna say I think a lot of it's gonna boil down to what avenue people are trying to stay focused. Like, are they more on the worried about the business aspect of it, or do you want to have like good records and stuff? Because with Husbandry, say, all right, you and I are both using Husbandry, and you buy a snake off of me. Okay, I send you the snake, and I can just email you that snake through Husbandry. You'll accept it on your end, and all of that snake's records on my end go right to you. So you have every aspect that I've recorded for that snake.
Right, and I think I do want to say that Clutch does do the same thing. Honestly, I think you can transfer. Yeah, you can, because you can see someone's incubator, like you can with Husbandry Pro. You can see what's in their incubator if they share it public.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
you can see it, and then you can see like you could be put like on that wait list. And I think you can do that with Husbandry Pro too. Correct?
Yes.
So it's pretty much going to be the same thing. It's just going to be. I think Clutch is just going to be a little bit more updated software, probably a little bit smoother. So it's going to be interesting, nevertheless, I think.
See, with Husbandry, and I think I left this in your comments on that video, because that was a very well done video. With Husbandry, you can do what they call a store, where it's basically your own mini website within a Husbandry. It's kind of like its own Morph Market, but it's not remotely related to Morph Market at all. That any animal that you have for sale shows up there. And then on top of that, that's where also, your incubator is. People can view that, get on wait lists, all that stuff. So that's one nice thing with Husbandry is that, you've kind of get that little bit of a storefront there. Like for you being on YouTube or me being on YouTube, we just put that link there, and with all of our other links, they can click that and it'll take them right to our store.
Right, and you can do that with clutch too, because I remember seeing it in the demo. I
Okay.
haven't, like I said, I haven't really messed with clutch. I just got the collection in, and now I was just kind of messing around, seeing like what they offered and stuff. I do know clutch is a little bit more expensive than Husbandry Pro, depending on what plan that you use. So
Okay.
that's kind of a downfall. But I know that you can pay annually for clutch, where you can get unlimited reptiles. I want to say if you pay annually, I think it's like $318, or you can pay
Yeah.
monthly, where it's like $26 a month. Whereas if you're using, like I said in that video, the breeder plan for Husbandry Pro, which is up to 500 animals, or you can go a little
Yeah.
bit lower. I think you used the lower one, correct?
Well, I upgraded mine to the breeder plan. I
Okay,
just
so yeah,
upgraded
that's what I was doing
a
too.
week ago.
So that's like $18 a month. Okay.
Yeah, and then
But,
if you pay it yearly, it comes out to where basically you're getting like 2 or 3 months free if you
okay,
pay it
yeah,
by the year.
correct. So they're gonna be, I think they're pretty similar. I think it's just how you use them is just kind of different. Like I said,
Yeah.
Clutch just launched. I mean, it's gonna have its things right now. So, but I mean, you can't go wrong with either or, honestly.
No, I think the big thing with Clutch is going to be is how are they going to go from now on?
Right.
Um, is Justin or whoever's headlining Clutch like in charge of doing all of the improvements and coding and stuff? Are they going to take into consideration what the people want to see being done with it, or is it
Just
going
do
to
their
be
own thing with it, their own
yeah, or
vision
is
of
this
it.
could be whatever? I mean,
Right.
yeah, I'm just going to say Justin because he's the one, he's the face behind it, or is it going to be whatever Justin says needs to be in it and that's it, no more? Um, that's the one nice thing with husbandry where the people that are using it are what's shaping it and helping to improve it.
Right.
Robert's taking all this input from everybody, and if it makes sense to implement, whatever option you want to see there, he'll make sure it gets put in there. There's been several different instances where, like even on that live stream where I had Robert on,
Right. Yeah, I
Nathan
remember
brought up
watching
a
that.
really good point
That was a great
about
stream.
what's that?
That was a great stream.
Thank you. That was for me. I thought that was probably like the highlight, probably for the year for me already. But like Nathan had made a suggestion about being able to share different activities and stuff on your public view for the QR codes for at shows.
Yeah, I like that.
And the next day, I mean, you had some selections, but you couldn't fine tune those selections like you could for if I was emailing, like if you bought the steak and I was emailing you all the records and stuff. Um, the next day, Robert had that in there. Like he
Oh,
like
gotcha.
so like they're very responsive with that stuff, and there's some things where it might take a little bit of time for them to get it in there,
Right,
but
because more coding and stuff like that.
yeah,
So it takes a little bit of time to make up that code and work out the bugs of that code and stuff like that. Like I get that.
exactly. But I mean that's and plus husbandry it's not just for ball pythons like
Right. I do
it's
know
all
that.
sorts of
Right.
stuff. I mean Billy even said that he knows a guy that uses it for his mechanic shop for
Oh,
keeping track
really?
of people's oil changes.
Wow. That's crazy.
I mean, like you can literally use it for anything, which is I think the one neat thing about it is that it's so versatile. It's
Right.
not where I think I'm feeling that clutch is probably gonna be basically all pythons.
And that's what it's gonna be. I'm gonna tell you that straight out. Probably that's probably what it's gonna end up being. In all
Okay.
honesty, from like when I went to the demo and stuff like that in Tinley, that's what it sounded like. That it was just gonna be just for ball pythons, and I mean, but it's really smooth. I would definitely check out the 30-day trial on it if you can, just to see
Okay.
how you like it. Just kind of compare them a little bit, and see what you think. Um, so I mean that's what that is. So with the so now we're gonna switch over to the USARK with the series I just launched too, Jeremy and stuff. I'm gonna bring some awareness to this and everybody else. There's a lot of, I don't know, in your personal opinion, misconception that the USARK, you give them this $40 and they just do all the work, and that's not the case.
No.
They actually they actually bring us the information, and it's our job to get the numbers up, and we win in numbers. And
Yeah.
I don't think people realize that. So
numbers speak volumes. You can have all the money in the world, and if you only got 5 people behind all that money, it doesn't mean a damn thing.
Doesn't mean nothing. If they're not doing their share and stuff like that and sharing the information and getting that information out there, it's a shame and it's not going to work. So why do you think the Lacey Acts got turned down or killed? Everybody was sharing that information. So right there with that one thing, because it affected the whole federal United States part of it, and everybody that was in on it, it affected everybody. The whole industry was in on that, and I mean, it's nuts. So that right there,
even more than our industry, though, it was affecting like aquatics and like
everything.
It was everybody was in on that.
It was nuts. So I mean, that was a big win for us, and so hopefully nothing like that comes back. So, do you have any snakes you want to show off, man? Let's see some snakes.
I've always got snakes.
I know you got some you want to show people, man. Let's see what you got. I want to see some snakes.
Let's see if I get bit.
We'll blow you up just in case you do, so we can watch it.
Nah, I shouldn't get bit.
I can screenshot it.
Let me get the hook here, just that way he knows what's going on.
How about Jeremy gets bit on the podcast? Oh, this is your carpet?
Yeah, this is my big boy. Come on out.
How many carpets?
Guys, you gotta let them want to come out.
Right. What up, LKB? Thanks for tuning in. See you over there. Just got done missing the talk with the Clutch and the Husbandry Pro. You have to go back and rewind that a little bit. Again, Gavin wasn't able to make it. He had a family emergency. They had an accident and cars in the mountains. So it's just me and Jeremy rocking this podcast today, which is okay. So I'll give you guys all a heads up, people that are just tuning in. So what kind of morph is that? I know it's the car. Like, so do they have morph stuff?
This is just a natural jungle carpet.
Really?
Yeah. This is why I love these things, dude. You go show me a ball python that you don't have to gene pack it, and it'll look this awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool looking, man.
I mean, look at that. The head.
That's insane. How old is that?
He's 4 years old.
He's 4 years old. So do they live about as long as ball pythons and stuff too?
Yeah.
About 20 years.
They've got a really good long lifespan to them. Basically the same type of care. Only thing is they like to climb.
Okay.
But yeah, no, this actually is who used to be Xena. Now we named him Xander since we found out that she's a he. I mean, carpets are just one of those things where, like, when I walk down here into the snake room, I love my ball pythons, don't get me wrong, but these guys take my breath away every time.
Right, for sure. Yeah, that's a nice snake, man. How much did that go for as a baby?
$300, $400 roughly.
Okay. So you're not sitting there spending a couple thousand on them like you're a ball pythons.
No. And like clutch sizes, they can go up to like 30 eggs per clutch.
Oh, really? That much, huh?
Yeah.
Dang, I didn't know that.
The carpet community is a whole lot different though than your ball python community, though.
Oh, I bet every community.
It's a lot more. People like to keep the localities, separated, that type of deal. So like jungles to jungles, coastals to coastals, that type of thing. They don't like to see a whole bunch of intermingling of the subspecies.
Gotcha. And then what kind of racks do you use for the ball pythons too?
I'm using the ARS for
okay.
the ball pythons. Now I actually just called my cage builder to get PVC enclosures made up for the carpets. So those will be getting done here later on this season.
That'd be nice.
He's kind of got a little bit of a backlog that he's got to work through, and then he's going to get to my stuff. Which is fine because I got to call Pro Products and get my heat panels done up. And
oh yeah, that's always fun stuff.
Yeah,
I need to order me another Freedom Breeder rack. I feel you. I'm like out of space. So you said that you got out of the industry and you got back in it. Do you regret what you see now, getting out of it back then and having to start over?
If I could go back and tell myself what I know now, I never would have gotten out of it.
Okay.
Just because everything was still so new. You know
Right.
what I mean? Now, coming up with the room and all that stuff in order to be able to breed and stuff at that age, you know, my mom probably would have killed me. Who knows how
Right.
that whole venture would have went. But I at least I would have been in there at the right time to where I wouldn't be, I'm going to say so far behind, but I don't like saying that because, I mean, unless you're like, no matter what, you're always going to be behind the people that were in it and had the
Yeah,
money
you're always going to
in the game
be
in the
behind.
beginning.
Yeah. It's the same thing like with race cars, people that have race cars and stuff like that. Like, there's always a car that's faster. No
Yeah,
matter
yeah,
how fast your
exactly.
car is, there's always one faster. There's always someone that you think that is going to be more ahead of you. There's always someone that's going to be behind you. Like, just go at your own pace.
Exactly. Now here's one you'll like, Glenn.
Oh, what you got? Is it hypo?
She's actually going in the shed too, so she even looks cooler.
GHI Mojave hypo?
There's one more yet. One more gene.
Probably can't hard to tell that she's going in the shed. I don't know what it is. I know it's GHI Mojave hypo. I don't know what. I can't see the other gene.
Chocolate.
Oh, is it chocolate?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess it explains the darkness of it. It's hard to tell it's going in the shed because she's blue.
She must like she's just starting, so she's not like full blown yet. But that's why her dorsal's kind of got that. It's a little bit darker looking.
Yeah, I said she looked darker. I was like, I don't know, like what you got, like.
Yeah, she's got chocolate mixed in with her.
That's nice. That's a girl.
Yeah, this is a girl I got from Danny there at DTMG. So shout out to my brother Danny.
There you go.
But,
you have any breeding plans for her?
She might have a date with with the triple het chocolate male, maybe. I gotta figure that one out once. But that's one option, is to throw the triple het into her, make some super chocolates that are hypo, then have the pasta double het.
That'd be nice.
Let's see here. All right, everybody's gonna be like, "Why in the hell are you showing this off?"
Is it spider?
It is.
I knew it.
But
Will's all about spiders, though.
Everybody's like, "Why the hell are you showing off a bumblebee, Jeremy?"
It's your first one, though, right?
This boy is double het TSK Xanthic Clown. Produced in-house.
Okay. See, Spider was cool in Xanthic, though.
Oh, it does, dude. Spider was meant for Xanthic. But, like, as everybody, I mean, he doesn't do stupid spider things. I mean, he's completely normal snake.
For sure. It just depends. I mean, that's the only reason why Spider gets his hate, because of the wobble.
Oh, it is. And luckily, none of my stuff here has any wobble. But, dude, this guy has been putting in a lot of work. He's been going to 2 females. He was going to a third, but I pulled him off of the third just because she was one of the ones that wasn't building the like I had hoped. They would lock, but she wasn't building. But his first clutch that he'll sire is due to drop here in like 2 weeks.
Oh, there you go.
So that'll be our first shot at visual Xanthics. That'll be 50% het clown. So super, super excited about that.
That'd be pretty exciting. Will goes, I like spiders, but I sure hope to not hit many, if any, puzzle spiders in this first clutch. You're going to hit them all, Will. It's just how it works, man.
Get back in there. And then while we're on the spider trail, I'll show one more.
Yep, go ahead.
This is the boy that won King of the Mountain on Regis Fear Pythons. This is
okay.
Orange Dream Bumblebee that I produced.
Oh yeah, that's nice, man. Really brings out the oranges in it with the OD in it.
Dude, the camera's not bringing up as much of his colors as good.
Oh, they never do.
You gotta love webcams for that. But no, this is when I hit this dude, I like basically did a happy dance inside.
Oh, I bet. That's
And
nice.
there again, like he doesn't have any freaking wobble issues or anything. So
Very nice.
That's why I still love Spider, and it's probably just because I don't have any issues with it.
Right.
How
many ball pythons do you have in total?
Oh God, dude, I think we've got a little over 50.
About 50
right now. This will get Will fired up. Here you go, Will. Desert Ghost. And I know Will loves his Desert Ghost.
Yes, he does.
This boy sired several clutches here for me as well, from our first season till now even. Actually, his one clutch from this season's actually due to hatch here beginning of March.
Will says yellow blade. All fired
I knew Will would like us. But no, like his clutch for this year, for this season, he's got 2 females he's going to. The one clutch is in the incubator. That's double het DG Xanthic.
Okay.
So he went to my big pastel Xanthic girl. That was a nice size first time clutch for her. That was 9 eggs.
Oh, that's a dang. First timer and dropped 9? Damn.
First timer is like 8 or 9. I'd have to look at my husbandry.
That's what's up.
Maybe it was 8. It might have been 8. But no, like beautiful clutch, all healthy eggs. Like I could not fault her at all.
Could not complain.
Let's see here.
I wouldn't complain about that either. First time mom weighing 9. I think that the Mojave Hypo girl, when she first laid, she laid 7. One was a slug. It was a little slug. The rest of them were great. Got a clown.
Yep. Orange Dream Fire Clown.
Oh, spider? Is that spider?
No, just OD Fire.
Oh, I thought you said spider. I was like,
no. Orange Dream Fire Clown.
That's nice. I actually just picked up a fire clown, a little girl actually.
See, this is a female too. She should be ready for next season.
Yeah, she's a nice size. I really like the blushing, kind of the fire adds to the dorsal on those patterns and stuff.
Yeah, and then the nice black outline.
Dude, that's freaking dope. Yeah, that's dope. It keeps that orange. It actually kept its orange pretty decent.
Yeah.
See, Lou Ball said there's blade in that. I thought there was blade in it too. That's why he first pulled it out. I was like, is that kind of looks like a blade?
Everybody always says about all the blade in clouds, and maybe there is. I don't know.
But I mean, the OD could be doing that. Yeah, like Lou said, the OD could be doing that too. Could be working its overtime on that. It could just be a good line of OD.
And then this is just Enchi Clown. But she should be there again. She should be ready to go for next season as well.
Yeah, I like that. That's really reduced. That looks a lot like that's just an Enchi Clown. So
yeah,
you want to add the. So you got the Enchi Clown guys, and you guys want to add the red stripe to it. Snake hoops. Want to add the snake? Want to add the red stripe into it? Super reduced, kind of same pattern.
Oh, that's nice, dude.
He's breeder ready. He's a boy. Yeah, you kind of see that same pattern like how he had on the Enchi.
Yeah,
that drip, and it's all reduced, you guys. But the red stripe, obviously, you just get the red dorsal on it. I think he's going into shed actually, but
they're always in shed when you want to show them. Yeah, off. It never fails. It's like it's a.
I can tell you he's looking he's not looking his best.
And simple, but I mean, it's just pastel OD that I produced last season. She's almost up to size too. But I think she's just a really nice example of OD. With how the blushings are.
Yeah, so you get the blushing like you do in that fire OD. You get the exact same like in the outline. Yeah, that's dope, man.
I mean, simple, but I mean, she's freaking beautiful, I think. So I'm excited to hopefully try to get some super ODs out of her when she's ready.
So I got to ask you real quick. What was your biggest challenge so far, and how did you fix that challenge?
Oh man, biggest challenge.
What was your biggest challenge in the last since getting back into it? What's been your biggest challenge or the thing that you most struggle with? Because you do the podcast as well, and you got quite the following on your podcast. So I got to ask you. So that's why I asked you. Like, what was your biggest challenge? Just overall, I'm gonna take this into the breeding wise, just not social media, anything like that. I'm talking about you personal and your collection wise.
My biggest challenge here, just breeding wise, has been the financial aspect of it.
Okay.
Um, a lot of people think that in order to be able to play this game, you got to be dropping a crap ton of money. Which, if you want to be at the top of it, yeah, you got to drop a crap ton of money to pay for those big, the big banger animals.
Right.
I'm basically working from nothing.
Okay.
To put it bluntly, a lot of my recessive stuff, it was like single, like just that recessive, and it's just me slowly starting to work stuff into it from there. Just because once we got the house, there's a whole bunch of crap that just went south real quick.
That's
We
usually how it
put a
happens.
new drain field in last year. Wait, was that last year? I think it was last year. No, the year before that. We had to put a whole new drain field in, so there was like 40 grand right down the freaking tubes, and it's just been one hit after another. And about the time you get your feet under you, something else knocks you right back down.
I've been there.
So that I would say has been the biggest challenge, just because.
Okay.
If you don't have the money to throw into it, it's hard to grow at a nice rate. So basically, now how everything's set up right now is the snakes are essentially paying for the snakes.
Okay.
It keeps me growing at a nice slower rate, but I'm just making a little bit wiser investments with my money. Like this year, I picked up 2 really nice animals already. I did drop a bunch of I dropped a decent amount of money already on 2 animals. I did show off the one in my one I think it's my latest video, my pickup video. So shameless plug, go check out my pickup video, everybody.
There you go. I did watch that. That was a nice pickup video.
Thank you.
I was like, whoa. I was like when Will said that he got a pair of pied sunsets that were double het. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, when the fuck did you you're going big now? Like, what? Like, all right.
And then I got another one I need to drop yet from the York Reptile Show that I brought home from Danny at DTMG. He finally wore me down on one. So I had to do that yet. But Lou Balls they're right. It's either time or money. It's one or the other.
Or it's both.
Yeah, or
both. Both. I mean, like they said, either you got a lot of time and no money, or you got a lot of money and no time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta find that sweet spot of it. So just real quick, we are doing that free for all, guys, next week. So Jeremy, if you want to come back on with a whole bunch of other people, hopefully that want to come in and talk snakes and reptiles and other topics, you're more than welcome to come on. Blue Balls, I know Will's going to come on. I'm going to try to break Will's podcast debut at some point. So if anyone wants to come in for the free for all, you guys are more than welcome to come on for the free for all for this podcast next week. It's going to be I think I have it set up for 6 p.m. I believe Eastern time on Saturday. So we're just going to have a good time. It's going to be a whole bunch of us. So if you guys want in on that, let me know. Shoot me a message. I can write your name down. Make sure you get that invite. But anyhow, back to our interview real quick.
I'll try to make that, dude. I'll have a lot of that will depend on if the baby comes or not.
That's right.
That's going to be the big thing.
And I get that, man. You're a busy guy. We're all busy, man. I get it.
That's why next week's live stream is actually just me solo, because I figured it's like chances are the baby's going to be here by then. So it's like maybe I can hop on for an hour, say hi to everybody, talk, and then have to hop back off and go help her.
Maybe I'll make an appearance if you want me to on yours real quick for an hour.
Yeah, we can do that
on Sunday. If you're not, I could probably do that for you, man. I can give you some new content and stuff like that. So I don't think I've been on. I don't know if I've been on yours or not. It might have been when I first started.
No, you haven't been on mine yet. Not. Well, wait.
I think when I was first starting off.
You might have hopped in on one of those nights where I threw out the link and just left anybody hop in. I think.
I
Maybe.
think so too.
I can't remember.
I think
Because
I was
that's
just
going
starting
back
off.
like a year now. I can't remember
Right.
what I did
It
last
was a
week.
while ago. So Will goes part of the 1080 Pixel Club, and I appreciate for that. So if you don't know, if you haven't followed Will's Instagram, he's doing a "Is Your Podcast Garbage" type reviews now. Since he's a podcast whore, so he just start criticizing people's podcasts with his junk or how to make it better and stuff. So obviously, I get approved for my picture. Thanks, Will. Appreciate it, bro. I think that's funny. So, I told Will, man, you need to get your stuff set up. You do a podcast about podcasts, man.
I'd hate to see what Will would say about mine then. I think with my version of StreamYard, it only does like high HD 720, even though my camera does 1080.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I got one of those streaming laptops, so I just do it off my webcam and off my laptop and stuff. It actually works really well, so that's probably why I'm kind of clear and stuff. And it has its own mic in, it has a decent mic in it and stuff. So I really don't need much. I mean, it actually is just all right there. I bought the laptop for it, so well, that was kind of nice. So anyhow,
20p is garbage for us big screen.
It's garbage for us.
Hell, well, put us on the freaking little screen then, bro. Come on.
Right. Get back on your phone and turn your phone sideways. Get out of here. be like the rest of everybody else. So what are your plans in 10 years, man? Do you plan on growing? Do you plan on upping your collection? What's your strategy?
10 years, dude. I told my work 7 years and I'm done.
Okay.
So, well, I told them last year 8 years. So they got 1 year out of me. So they're down to 7 now. So I'm hoping between YouTube and just everything here with the snakes, how I'm trying to set everything up. Going to be doing the expansion here hopefully this year with doubling the size of the snake room. I'm hoping, and everybody I've been talking to, bouncing ideas off of, they think that 7 years is a very obtainable goal. It's just a matter of, taking the right steps forward, investing in the right projects. I don't want to follow like the big. I don't want to be one of the followers though. Like there's so many people that try to chase the coattails of the Justins and all that stuff, and it's like, you know what? It's like that's fine and dandy, but I want to take everything my own way, which is like with me with Xanthic, for instance. Everybody's worried about packing color into it. I want to strip the color away from it. Give me that grayscale. I don't want to say I want to be like John Daig, but to an extent, like John Daig is an inspiration to me.
Right, because that's all he works with. Like he's the Xanthic guy.
Yes, yes.
I go find him at Tinley and stuff like that. I'm like, let's go see what he has at the table because I'm sure he has some fucking. Like, I'm not a big Xanthic fan. Like, I like it. Don't get me wrong. I don't work. The only thing I got Xanthic is I got a normal double het VPI clown and a leopard VPI double het VPI clown. That's it.
Okay.
So I'm trying to hit the leopard VPI clown visual. Whether I'd keep it or sell it, I don't know. I will determine that if I hit it.
Well, if you hit it, I guarantee you'll want to keep it.
Yeah, I've seen them, and that's why I bought it. I bought them as a pair, and this was 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, when this was kind of hot, and now like I kind of switched because this is interesting. So, from my perspective of this is how things change. I go from that to now hypo DG, and that's what I'm going to work with. And I don't think that's changed. That's not changing. It's not that I don't think it's changing. It's not going to change. I love hypo. I love DG. When you go plug in your collection and stuff like that on Clutch, you can get your data of what your collection is gene wise and stuff like that. I am 27%. I am 27% hypo in my collection.
Okay. See, that would be one aspect of Clutch that would be nice, just to know that. But then at the same, I mean.
And it will give you.
I know I got a bunch of Xantic and head Xantic stuff. I don't need a program to tell me that.
Right. And it also it is nice to know because it lets you know your percentage wise where your female males are too, which is nice.
Yeah. It lets you know where you've got to invest more money in for the other projects and stuff, which is smart.
Which is really smart. So it had I mean, I'm almost tempted to almost use both. I mean, for now, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I dwindled upon that thought as well. I mean, it's only gonna be, $28 plus $8. I mean,
do you have your LLC?
I do.
Tax write-off then.
I know it is. Do you have? I was gonna ask. That was gonna be another question. So now that you mentioned that, this was another question I was gonna ask you. Do you have your LLC?
That will be done this year in May once my tax guy slows down a little bit.
Okay, so why haven't you filed for your LLC sooner?
That there was just basically because I wanted to still fly under the radar slightly for a little bit longer, just to make sure everything was in place. Just kind of get my bearings, get my full direction, and know exactly where I'm headed with everything.
Okay,
I'm not one just to jump into it and like I was telling you backstage, I'm a very schedule oriented, very plan oriented. I wanted to make sure that when I go to make that jump, boom, that it's the right decision, because since there isn't a whole lot of money, I mean, starting up the LLC in itself is a little slightly pricey to begin with.
No, okay, so I'm gonna go by my numbers. Okay, I have not made a video about this yet with my numbers. I'm very open. I don't think I'm going to make a video on it quite yet, but I will explore some of those numbers with you guys today that are watching this podcast. So this is the VIP session of watching the podcast, I guess. This is where you get those topics at. The necessary, I don't want to make those videos. So I LLC at the very beginning, from the get-go. It cost me $300, Jeremy. Okay?
All right. See, my guy's telling me it's somewhere between he just gave me a ballpark of between 500 and 1,000.
Right.
He's not entirely sure as to what different things you got to be doing, for this industry in itself.
You can do it online for free. I mean, for $300. Okay. You don't necessarily have to have a tax guy to file it for you, because I did it through Ohio online. It cost me $300. I know Will did the same way with how I did it, because he was right next to me. So Semper Fidelius Exotics, he took my event. Now, granted, I'm no accountant. This isn't, I got to throw this disclaimer out there. I'm no accountant. You should, if you shouldn't really follow me, I do my own thing, but you should, if you have any questions, talk to your personal own accountant. But I will give you advice. So when I filed my LLC, it cost me $300. Did it through Ohio, did it online. They gave me all the paperwork that I needed, my EIN number, my tax number, everything I needed to do to file. Okay. So year one, I spent, what was it? I think it was like $25,000. Okay. So this is including everything. This is the snakes, the rats, the rat food, the rat bedding, the snake bedding, all that. All write-offs, okay? But this is where it's key with your accountant. This is where you want to, when you do this, Jeremy, this is where it's important. So keep your receipts that you buy your snakes from, okay? Because you can deduct those. The best way to do it is don't write them all off in that year. So say you bought a $5,000 snake, okay? Hypothetically speaking. Let's say that so this is what my accountant told me. So let's say that you depreciate that snake because let's just say you can breed it for 5 years, okay? So you take the depreciation off of it over the just to write off that year, because you got to think, as you grow, you're going to want those write-offs to stick. Okay. Yeah. And she told me I'm going the right direction with this guy. I actually had sales last year because I did sell that first clutch. I only got one more baby left. So she's like, you're going the right direction with this. So when you depreciate that $5,000 for 5 years, so you're only taking a write-off of $1,000 a year on that.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you go file your next year or whatever, so you get that $1,000 write-off from that snake, for the next 4 more years, plus whatever else that you buy. Okay. So you're going to get to the point where you don't need no more equipment or anything like that. You probably aren't going to really need any more snakes, but you're going to be sitting there selling these, higher dollar or more expensive morphs, and you're not having any write-offs to go with it. You see what I'm saying? So that's where your LLC from the get-go, the sooner you can do it, the better, in my opinion. Now, I know that you can go back, I want to say 2 years from your snake purchases.
Okay, see, when I just asked my guy yesterday, actually, because of some of the purchases I'm looking at for doing this year, I asked him, how far back can you go? He said we can go back 3 months.
I think every state's different. I'm pretty sure Will's right. I'm pretty sure it is 3 years. Will asked me, he's like, did you get a LLC business CC or still using a personal CC? If you do, I am straight LLC, Will. 100% LLC. I did that from the get-go. Even before I was making any money, even before I was purchasing these snakes and stuff like that, because I was like, I knew my goals. I knew what I wanted to do. And that was my personal goal, is like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it. This is the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it right now from the get-go. Credit card, 100%. He's on it right there. He nailed it. Most of my snake purchases and stuff like that went on payment plans, or they went on credit card. Okay.
Okay.
So but the problem is you want to keep it separate when you can. So like how you're in your aspect of it, Jeremy, how you're saying that your snakes are paying for your snakes. Awesome. So an LLC protects your personal assets from your business aspects, obviously, people that don't know that. Okay, so if someone turns around and tries to sue you, say a stupid snake bit them or whatever, they try to sue you, or I don't know, something stupid, who knows? They can only sue the business aspect of it. They can't sit there and sue your personal assets. They can't take your house and stuff like that. So that's what the LLC protects you from. Okay, so back with the credit card and stuff, like so all my snake purchases is still coming out of my personal income, okay? Because I'm still on a W-2, so my accountant will take my W-2s and subtract everything I threw into the business that you're off of my W-2s, because it's my personal money right now. Now, eventually, when it does, starts paying for itself and I start profiting, then I won't have to do that. But for your startup and stuff, it's wise because you get a big tax credit for it. So the sooner you guys can LLC, if you guys are going to go big or you plan on making a profit, well, fine underneath the table, especially nowadays. I mean, think about it, like with the Biden stuff or whatever, if they go pay, a lot of people pay, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Zella, all that's tracked now. $500 purchases, you got to claim on your taxes. So why not take your tax credits from it?
Yeah. Well, see, I thought I was going to run into an issue with PayPal this year, and I didn't run apparently enough as much through it as what I thought ran through it. So I didn't have anything from PayPal this year. But that was also the other thing where it's like, okay, you really can't fly under the table anymore, which was also, that was a big factor in wanting to do the LLC. The other thing is, like, with what you were saying about my 10-year plan, at some point I want to start doing educational shows, which this goes back to your WTF series as well.
Right.
For whatever reason, the government wanting to try to stop the educational program.
Yes. And I don't understand that one either, man. It's absurd, dude.
I don't. They've got bigger fish that they need to worry about. They don't need to worry about people trying to learn things about animals.
Right.
But because when I had Brian Gundy on, I had talked to him briefly about it, and when I get to that point of getting ready to do that, I'll have the LLC in play by then. And then I'm going to hit Gundy up and have him walk me through how he suggests I go about it, which is also where, I'm going to start diversifying a little bit into the collection. Like I want to get a pair of Sumatran short tails at some point, get one clutch out of them, but have, use one of them for like the educational programs. Just because I know Brian said you need to have that wow factor. Well, I don't want like as I nothing on like the berms or the retics, but I don't want a snake that's 15 foot long.
See, I personally
that's just
don't
not me. Like I just that's just not me. I don't want a 15-foot snake.
Right. Nothing against them, but yeah, I get it. I mean, like they're gonna start. like you said, like with the USARK and the educational programs too, the government's going to try to attack those first.
Yeah.
If they can, that's their start point. If they can attack the bigger snakes, then they're eventually going to come for the larger snakes. I mean, for the smaller snakes.
Exactly.
Let's start somewhere. So you got to protect them all. Now, do I necessarily, think that someone doesn't need, a 15-foot snake? I'm not going to get into that really. But if you're
you've got the
responsible,
room to house it, why not?
yeah, if you got the room to house it, if you take care of it, if it's proper husbandry, all that, sure, go for it. But it's the people that sit there and want to go dump them off over at Nerds and stuff like that. We've all seen those videos.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And see, that's my big, like, if you've got the room to take care of them and give them the room that they need, that's fine. But for me, looking at it from, a breeder standpoint as well, that's too much space for just one animal.
Right.
For me to give it the amount of space that I feel that it would need. I mean, that would be, hell, that's probably like at least 3 4x2x2 cages.
Oh, that's a lot of space.
Just,
or their own room. People have their own rooms and stuff. It's crazy. I got to refer to Will's question real quick. He goes, what I was referring to earlier was getting a credit card through the company instead of using a personal credit card and able to write off the interest on top of that snake.
Yeah, see, that's Will, what I'm. That's okay, what
I'm you can do that if you can only do that is if your company is showing a profit. From a startup standpoint, you're eating costs right now. Like I'm showing loss. I'm showing big losses right now. I mean, not big losses, but you have to show, I think, a 2-year profit, or you have to establish credit through your company to be able to get that credit card. You can't sit there and go file your LLC like I did year 1 and go claim a $11,000 loss and expect to get a credit card. It ain't going to happen. Okay, so this is why you got to use your personal assets first to fund your business. Now, like when I'm sitting there showing profit year in and year out or whatever at some point, then yes, I can take. I have a bank account, set up for that. I do have the bank account set up for that business where everything will go through that bank account at some point. And then I can sit there and I can start up a credit card through the business. And then and then I can write off the interest or anything like that, and the snake costs as well with that. So but when you're first starting off, like your first 3 years, this is why it's so hard to start a company, like just any company, because does anyone really have the equity or the assets to go get this? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, for fuck's sake. I mean, freaking Will from Semperfi, he went with me to Tinley. I have I probably shouldn't have done it, but I did it. I had a revolving house. I had a revolving house credit loan on because the house was paid off. So I had a lien out on the. I had a lien out on the house. Whatever. So I had a revolving. Whatever I wanted to borrow off of the house, I could. It's a little bit higher interest rate, but what I do? Well, I'm gonna go spend $9,000 at Tinley. That's what I did. I took a good chunk of it. I mean, it wasn't most of it, but I mean, it was a good chunk of it just to up my collection because I knew it was going to pay off in the long run. And for me to go turn around and pay that back because I have a damn good job at the factory, for me to go pay that off was, it's going to take some time. It's just like the stock market. You know what I'm saying, Jeremy? It's going to take some time to do it. It's not going to happen overnight. But the short-term risk over the long-term gain far outweighs, in my opinion, what I was doing. So
it's a better investment than a vehicle.
Right. Correct. I agree 100% with you. So
Sarah Shea, what's up?
Sarah Shea, how are you doing? She's like, I love this topic. Texas or something they don't teach in school. And you're right, and they don't. It's a lot of things that people really don't. You really don't hear a lot of.
There's a lot of crap they don't teach in school that they should.
Don't teach in school. You don't hear people talking about the money aspect of their business. Like, okay, I see that you're an LLC. I hear. Well, how do you do your taxes? How do you do it? Well, this is part of the VIP session to listen to my podcast because is this something I'm going to make a video about right away and stick it on my YouTube channel? Probably not. Because I'm just starting off. You know what I mean? So, like I said, like it does have its ins and outs, but I'm sitting there and I'm writing off rat food. Anything that you feed your snakes, anything for the business, you just write it off. Besides your breeders, you deduct them. So that way, like, because I was talking to my accountant, and she's like, you're going in the right direction. She's like, I can't wait to see what you're doing in a couple of years and stuff like that to see like where you're at. I'm like, at that point, I'm like, there's gonna be a day I walk in here, I'm gonna have to pay in taxes, and I'll be happy. Because you know why? you know why? It sucks. Don't get me wrong, but at that point, I also know that I fucking made it.
No,
I
yeah,
fucking
just
did it.
say if
My,
you're paying
my
in, that
company,
means you've
my
made
company is
something.
profitable, and it's profitable enough where I gotta pay into taxes. Fuck yeah! Like if I plan on already holding back a 7% of my sales at some point when I know I'm there. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, like with the zebra and stuff breeding in the fall, this fall, that's gonna be a big payday. Hopefully, I'm gonna release one pair of that. And Karr already has dibs on that one. So I told the accountant that. She was like, "What the hell?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "That's why I take my deductions and stuff like that." So I hope you guys enjoyed that one because that's not something that you hear every day right there. So I'm done ranting and raving about the LLCs right now. So,
What you were saying about the zebra thing, I know my buddy Nathan there at Infinite Possible Pythons. He's one of the few people that's working with Bang. And I told him when you release one, I mean, there's a few people that he's known a little bit longer than me that are ahead in the wait list. But I told him, I want a mail. Even if you don't sell me the mail, loan me the mail for
right.
2 pairings. It's like.
So did you see you said it was a Bang, correct?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Did
you see the blackhead Bang clown that Ken Mackey produced?
I did not.
He posted that on TikTok, and it was
that would be
going
why I
around.
didn't see it.
It was going around on Instagram, I believe. I had to send it to you. That thing is amazing. That is crazy. It's nuts.
Dude, Bang is very nice. Nathan's got a couple of projects that he's working with it.
Do you have a Bang, Will? Does he have a Bang?
Will doesn't have a Bang yet, I don't think.
I don't know too many. I don't know too many that have them.
No, there's not many people. That's
I do limited. Know it is, and I do know that the cantaloupe that Antoine's working with is kind of similar a little bit, except you get more flaming and stuff in the cantaloupe and stuff. I mean, it still brings in really deep oranges and stuff like that. It's just not OD. OD, I think.
Bang? But see, I think it was. I forget what video you had said it on. You had said about will Bang replace Orange Dream?
I think so.
And I don't think Bang will ever replace Orange Dream. 2 reasons.
The price?
No. Bang is a completely different color. Bang is more yellow.
Right.
So an Orange Dream is obviously, more orange. So you've got slightly different color palettes to work with. I think Bang will freaking be amazing in Exantic, more so than Orange Dream. Just because, the Exantic's stripping away that yellow.
Right.
Which Bang is very freaking vibrant with.
It is. It's very yellow. It cleans. I think the Bang cleans up more than the OD does.
It does, yes.
Than what I've seen available. So I'm gonna bring up this topic too as well. How did you go when you first started breeding? Okay, so I think a lot of people struggle with this when they first get into this and stuff, like when you do your research. How did you learn to ID your genes?
YouTube, Morph Market, which was dangerous because then on Morph Market I got the I-1s. Yeah. I stay off of Morph Market now. But no, basically just watching when Billy was doing his gene videos.
Yes.
He'd show you several different examples, and basically, they might have been staggered by a couple different animals, but you could be like, okay, well, this is what an OD calico looks like. Then you throw this onto it. That's an OD calico, whatever.
Right.
So you got that. Gavin was doing, which sucks. Gavin wasn't with us tonight, but Gavin, I watched some of his stuff when he would go over the genes, and on how different, adding a little bit of this changes it to this,
Yeah, he does really good with that too.
He does.
I learned a lot with Gavin. Like when I first started, I hate to say it, I learned a lot from Chris Hardwick too, like the simple genes. That's how I started.
Wrong with that though. I mean, a lot of
people because I was new, and I did 3-4 months of research of the genes and see what I want to work with before I actually. And I think I probably didn't get a full understanding of it probably until I was 5 or 6 snakes in. until I kind of realized what I bought. But then I made the good enough choices where I didn't mind my freaking buys. But I learned a lot from Chris Hardwick. Then when I got deeper into it, it was like you said, Billy. Austin's really good with it.
Austin, dude, he's a freaking wizard.
He's a wizard, dude.
He's a wizard. That's all there is to it.
we all had to watch Hardwick to get here, and you're right. I honestly say we probably all did.
Yes, I watched him too. You would be surprised how many times I subscribed and unsubscribed because I would get part way through the video. I just couldn't take the laugh anymore. I was like, nope, unsubscribe. I can't take this.
Yeah, I did it a couple of times too. So I learned a lot of that. I honestly I need to do it some more. I need to spend more time off Morph Market because researching those individual, not just those combos, those new combos. Seeing, I know this would be a good guy if you guys have some friends and stuff. Because me and Karr would do it all the time. We'd go on the internet, hey, I'm gonna send you this picture of the snake. I'm gonna scratch out what it is. Tell me what the hell it is, or see what genes you could pick out of it. We did that for a while, and it was really nice. I did it with Will from Semper Fi. We did it quite a bit, and it really helps. It does. I kind of got away from it, last year and stuff. I need to get back more into it. I'm kind of slacking a little bit on the IDs and stuff at times. But as long as you know your basic stuff of it, but it's those five.
One right now. I got one for you right now.
Oh, geez.
And it's right up your alley too. So...
Will goes. I was a Hardwick watcher until I found out there were other people less annoying. Plus, he pays YouTube to promote him. So if I watch something and pass his videos play and wake up, that's a damn laugh. Oh, jeez. All right, what you got here? Got a leopard OD?
Nope, no OD.
I know you got leopard in it.
Yeah, you're right with the leopard.
How many genes? One or two?
3.
How many more genes? How many?
2, possibly 3.
2, possibly 3?
Possibly 3.
Leopard, I'm going to say not yellow belly, is it?
No.
I didn't think so. What was the pairing? You know the pairing on it? Tell me the pairing on it, I can get it.
Oh, yeah. I'll just
pastel.
tell you.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Is it pastel?
Nope.
No pastel?
No pastel.
It's not acid.
No.
It's not acid. Well, I know that's not acid.
Acid should be coming this year, though.
I didn't think it wasn't wonky enough for acid. I knew it wasn't acid. Is it something simple or something more?
No, it's a fairly average combo, I'd say.
Fire?
No.
Dude,
leopard spot nose.
Oh, I forgot about spot. Let me see the head stamp on it. Yeah, you see the dot on the back. Yeah, I missed that one.
Leopard spot nose. Now the kicker is it might have red stripe in it.
I would never guess red stripe on that. I can see this. I definitely see the spot nose. I don't know why I didn't think of spot nose.
Red stripe was in the pairing that produced her. And she did not look like any of the other Bruce Waynes that were in the clutch.
That's nice. I forgot how wonky. I forgot that mixture between leopard and spot nose. That's nice.
And I have yet. It
was orange.
Any of your normal Bruce Waynes?
On my end.
Like any of your normal Bruce Waynes, I have not found that look as screwed up pattern wise and everything as what she is. That's why I'm kind of leaning that she's got the red stripe in there. But that's just something we got to prove out.
Yeah, something you got to prove out. It looks. That could explain why I was looking at kind of more of an orangish. It looks like it has an orangish reddish tint to it.
Yeah, she's got a really unique color
and on it for sure. So I can see. All right, I'm gonna play some games.
I suck at IDing stuff unless I know what the pairing is. I will not lie, folks.
I want to see what you guys think. This is something you probably don't see every day. It's common. It's common genes, but it's something you just don't see. It's a male. One of it's easy.
Pewter leopard.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Is there at least leopard in it?
Nope.
Really?
Really. This is one of those genes that's underworked, man. One of my favorite genes. I'll give you a clue. It's a super super.
It's a super.
Not black pastel semi. It's a super super. Will got it. It's a HRA. It's a red exant. It's a super pastel red exantic.
Oh, okay.
So your red exantic actually will give you that pattern dragon, and makes it look leopard.
Honestly, which is why I was
But
seeing
the pastel is washing it out quite a bit too. But you get those really high white flames with the HRA and stuff like that. It kind of cleans it up too. But yeah, it's the super version of the red exantic. So here's the single. So I'll show you.
See, is red exantic something I've never really dived into as much as
It's actually really cool. I think he might be.
I've seen some nice combos posted up on Instagram lately with it. So
he's going in the shed, but you can see. So he's a hypo. He's a blackhead HRA example of it. So this is just a single gene compared to the super.
Okay.
But you can see how the HRA really highlights. I mean, he's in shed. The red or the whites and the alien heads are right here.
Yeah.
That's what HRA does. I need to move. He needs to be moved because he went off food. He's been off food for a minute. He shouldn't be off food.
Right now, dude, a lot of my males are off food.
Well, he's only
on their mind.
I got him from Antoine over at DPR. Yeah, he's blackhead. Will he's a blackhead HRA hypo, and then the super was a super pastel red exantic. So, I got him off of DPR, and he was doing really good in the V16. Moved him to a bigger tub, and to the V70s. He's just been struggling. So I'm going to move him back to the V16s today, see if I get him back on food. Or if not, he might die on me. Because he shouldn't be that small. I was looking at him today and stuff like that. So I don't want him to die on me. So I got to do something. I try to offer him ASFs, small rats. I mean, he just will not eat from me right now. Like, he was eating, and then all of a sudden he just went off food. I cannot get him back on food.
I've got 2 females that are like that. One is my spider double het exantic clown girl. I moved her up to the 50 series tub, and she was like hit and miss on feeding, and then she just stopped for I'm gonna say about a month now. And then I got a pastel pied girl from Nathan, and I got her in, I'm gonna say October. She has yet to take a meal for me. And I've moved her around in different tub sizes, different locations in the rack, trying to see if I couldn't find that one thing to trick her, the tripper mental reset. Took her for the car ride trick. That didn't work. And now I put her back into a 50 series tub because I even moved her into the 1065 rack.
Really?
If that would jump her, just that nice, tight, confined space. And it didn't do anything. So I put her back into the 50 series, gave her a hide, and we'll see how that goes. I did try her with a live rat crawler today, and she didn't even freaking look at it.
Did you try the vanilla extract trick?
Not yet with her, but that's basically the last freaking trick I've got to
try that one and try exposing the brains to the rodent too. Those are the 2 I'd give you: the vanilla extract and the just kind of bust open the head a little bit of the rodent and just throw it in there, and maybe the blood and stuff will get the adrenaline going for the snake. I haven't had to try that one personally because I've always gotten to eat with the vanilla if I was having that much problems. I don't have any. I think his problem was that he was eating. I think his tip's too big. He doesn't feel secure. He's always hiding in the back and stuff. So I said, I'm going to throw him in a smaller tub today. I just haven't got that far yet. So try the
electrolyte soak too, because I haven't done that with her. That might be another thing to try with her yet.
What was that?
The electrolyte soak.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard that sometimes will help trip them. Let them in that soak for 30 minutes to an hour, something like that. Just really let them soak it up good.
Yeah, I gotta do something with him, or I'm gonna lose him eventually, or whatever. I don't want to lose him. So,
all right, nobody is in bad condition.
No, he's not. He's in shed for one, but he just doesn't want to freaking eat for me, and it just makes me mad because, like I said, he was eating fine. I mean, all my snakes are like I check on them every week, check humidities, clean them out and stuff like that. So I know all my snakes are in great condition. It's just when they don't, with him being that small, and I know where he was at weight wise to where he's at now, it's not good.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember watching Blue Line Morphs when he had
Yeah.
that stranger clown that wanted to eat?
Yeah.
He had to save it and stuff like that. I'm pretty much about right there.
Oh, okay.
Like
Yeah,
he was breed. I've tried smaller meals. I've tried everything. I tried ASFs. I tried hoppers with him. He just does. I'm gonna put him back into the D16, and he should go back on food for me.
This girl here's been another pain in the neck for me. This is my super enchy high intensity OD.
That's nice.
Dude, I love high intensity OD. But she was eating like a beast when I got her, and then one day decided, hey, I don't want to eat off the tongs anymore. You gotta lay it in the bin for me. Literally, you have to lay it in the bin, shut the tub, and just walk away. Just continue feeding everything else. And she would just start, she'd just go and start chowing down, eating it. And then all of a sudden she decided, well, I don't want to eat something that's the size that I should be eating. I want to eat something smaller. So I had to downsize again because she was on like small rats. So now she went down to like a rat crawler type, like weaned rat crawler type of size. And she was okay with that. Now all of a sudden she decides she just doesn't want to eat at all. She either doesn't eat or it's very sporadic. And she's so freaking annoying, but she's so damn beautiful. I just let her get away with it.
Is that the Partho girl from Baud? I missed.
No. You want me to pull her out, dude? She's a freaking beast. I got this from a Gettysburg Reptile Expo. This girl's got ties back to Ozzy's line.
Oh, okay.
No, I'll pull out Bald's girl though, dude. She's a beast. No, I don't care what anybody says about Partho babies. Partho babies are no joke. They are freaking like monsters or at least this girl's a monster when it comes to eating.
How old is she?
She's probably close to a year.
Was she pushing?
Let me scan her quick and I can tell you. 1 second. See, folks, this is a great thing about Husbandry Pro.
Yeah, right. Here you go.
All right, let me see. I weighed her on the 15th, and she was 565 grams.
Okay.
Now, keep in mind, I only feed every 2 weeks.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And she has yet to miss a meal either.
What's your biggest one that you have?
Oh man, that's probably my pastel banana girl.
Really?
Or either the pastel banana or my pastel exanthic, even though she's not as big now since she laid. The banana girl though, she's got cocoa.
Ooh, yeah, she's a nice size. I gotta plug my laptop in real quick.
And she's like almost 3,000.
She's almost 3,000. Damn.
Yeah, almost. She's probably about, if she would stretch out, dude, she's probably a good all but 5 foot.
Really?
Yeah. And she's a big, hefty girl.
Yeah, she's a big, hefty
her
girl.
Her colors, too. Like, she's absolutely gorgeous.
She almost looks smaller than my super entry head Ultramel, but I don't know how much that Ultramel is weighing right now. I know she's a big bitch too, though.
So her, and then let me get her off my arm.
It's always fun.
She's got, hopefully she'll give me a clutch this year. She skipped last year, but she's got good follicles building this year. Now this girl's starting to go into shed. And mind you, she also laid a clutch here.
That's insane, just one.
But this is my pastel TSK girl.
Oh, that's nice.
And she was just a little bit shy of 3,000 before she laid. I mean, I love the freaking high whites on her.
That is really not. That says she does have really high whites on her.
No, like I said, I mean, she was big, and then she put all she had, a lot of what she had into that big clutch of hers. That banana girl that I showed you. Here's one of her. This is one of her babies.
Oh, that's one of her babies.
This is one of her babies. That's going on 2 years old. This is GHI Mojave banana.
Very nice.
Well, my wife named her Katniss because of how her dorsal looks like flames.
Oh, right. It really brings out the dorsal in it, like that GHI Mojave combo. Man, I love that combo.
Dude, and she's like, I mean, she's got a couple black specks coming through. But, dude, she is lavender. Like, lavender.
Right,
like, very pinky lavender color. Like, what
right.
you, like, the screen's kind of catching her, but, I mean, she's very, like, pinkish lavender color.
You kind of see it. The camera doesn't probably do it justice though in person.
No, the camera isn't catching
the
colors just right on her, but it's getting it close. But I was hoping she would go this year because she's at like that 1,200 gram mark, but she just kind of fizzled out on me and started not. She wasn't building the follicles like I had hoped that she was gonna do. But I was pairing her back to her dad. For because Danny made them last year. Yeah, last year. Super Mojave GHIs, and they came out silver.
Oh.
So I wanted to see if I couldn't do a Super Mojave GHI banana and have the thing come out freaking pink. Like going with how she's colored.
Super Mojave banana.
Super Mojave banana with the GHI in there.
I produced the bells that I produced off that first clutch. I think that they have banana in them. If you take a flashlight to the bells in the back of their head and their eyes glow red, I believe it has banana in it.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So that's a tip for you guys if you guys produce bells. What's up, Tyler? Toxic Balls. Thank you for tuning in.
What's up, Tyler?
In here. Thank you.
Watched the video of him there on Flawless Exotics channel today.
Yeah, I missed that one.
They did like a little interview with him. He did he?
That's awesome.
I actually got to meet him at 2 Oaks shows ago, Tyler. Yeah, there's like 2 Oaks shows ago.
He was over at Tinley. Yeah, he was over at Tinley and stuff in October, and he was there. He didn't even come say hi to me. I didn't even know it was even him. I was just my own little world, you know. And I was like, dude, like you were there. Like, why didn't you say something? Like, fuck. Like, damn.
He just popped up in front of me and started. Hey, he goes, "Hey, Jeremy, what's up?" And like, I just started talking. Then it kind of dawned on me. It's like, wait, I've been with you on live streams on like Hair Down Fridays and crap like that before. It's like, you're Tyler.
Right.
It took me a quick minute to realize who the hell I was talking to.
Yeah, I had some people do that with like, I'm terrible at names and stuff. I know business names. Dude, you know what I mean? Like, it's easier to do like by your business name. But I had Regis or whatever come up to me. And he's like, what's up, man? It's like, you're going for 419 more. So I'm like, yeah, dude. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, okay, I know who you are now. I was like, I recognize you by your business name, not by your regular name. Like, so that's just how I am and stuff like that. So I do got a question for you. So if you had to work for Canova, Ozzy, or Miguel over at Always Involving, who you picking?
Can we add Billy into that?
No, Billy's not in the United States.
Damn it! Oh man,
Yeah,
see, I get along really good with Billy. Like Billy's kind of like off the wall energy, which is
Yeah, I
kind
know
of what
it is.
I would enjoy
know.
to
That's
be
why
working with.
I had to keep him out of it. I know you just choose Billy. It wouldn't be no fun.
Ozzy, Justin, or Miguel?
It's tough.
I think I would have to go with Ozzy.
You're gonna go with Ozzy.
Reason being, not only is Ozzy one of the greats, but I feel what you can take from all of his other wealth of knowledge, from like his real estate aspects, his business aspect in general, his mindset.
Right.
What you could take from that just by being around him, I think would be worth more than anything to begin with.
Right. I think because I've been Justin's an awesome dude. He's a nice guy. I've met him and I've interacted with him. I've gone to his facility and stuff, and it was fucking fun. Yeah, I mean that's tough. I think where you're coming from, like with the knowledge and stuff, because like I think Ozzy started before Justin did, didn't he?
I believe so, because man, I don't know, because Justin started when he was in college. I think.
Yeah, Justin started when he was in college. I don't know who started first between Justin and Ozzy. I don't know.
They're probably about the same amount of time in, maybe. Ozzy might be a little bit farther into it, because I don't know how old Ozzy is, but Ozzy's got to have a couple years on Justin at least.
I think so too. I think he probably has a couple years on him. Not much, but I think he probably has a couple. Like, that's tough. Like, I think
just one more since they started around the same time.
I think energy wise, I think it'd be fun to go hang out with Miguel. 100%. Like,
Miguel's
a high energy dude.
Start getting in trouble with Miguel.
It'd be so much fun to go hang out with Miguel and go like check it. I mean, he got some banging shit.
Oh, he does.
I mean, he got some killer stuff. I mean, it's crazy. It's not.
Justin reminds me of too much of my brother. Which, like, I get this vibe from him that it would be like working with my brother. As much as I love my brother, I don't think that would be a good work environment.
You'll be goofing off all the time, right?
Yeah, it's like I don't know. Like, I'm sure Justin's fun to hang out with and great to joke around with and stuff. But Miguel, I would have too much fun with.
Because I'd be in jail hanging out with always involving with Miguel. I probably would too, honestly. Like, who knows?
I could foresee there'd be like lots of drinking involved with Miguel, possibly.
It'd be fun.
You know, perfect storm.
I think if I want to learn more about combos and morphs and stuff like that, and like how they interact with each other, I think I'm gonna go over to Canova.
Yes.
I think if I want to learn more about overall life a little bit, like you said, real estate, get more into OD and stuff like that, you're gonna go over to Ozzy. I think me personally, between the three of them, I think I'm gonna go work with Justin.
Okay. See, there's something to take from each and every one of these guys. That's the big thing. That's why it's such a hard pick.
It is. And with Miguel, Miguel knows like Miguel knows the stuff too. Like, for sure. He has some he has some crazy shit. I mean, there was a video when he was in there saying that he was turning down, $60,000 offers for a snake. You know what I mean? So, but
see, you gotta remember that with Miguel, when he came in, he got a crap ton of hate.
Yeah, I know he did.
And the man pushed through it all.
I know he did.
And now look at him. If he would have gave up, that would have sucked.
Right. And I get that.
He pushed through it, and now look, he's a freaking giant.
Yeah, he's a giant now. Like, he's really. I think he actually has more subscribers on his YouTube than Justin does, honestly.
Okay. In all honesty, I couldn't even tell you what Justin or any of those guys are. I mean, I watch their videos and stuff, but I never look at the count because it's just like, yeah, maybe one day I'll get to where.
Right. I remember when I first started, when Billy was doing. I know Billy just got done doing his podcast again every Monday. When he was, what's up, Paul? Nice for you to tune in, man. I know when.
Let's see you tonight. I've got my members live tonight.
That's right. Paul always comes. I always mess around with Paul. I do know that when I first started into breeding and stuff, I knew that I was going to get into this. I always listened to Billy's podcast, and Billy's always an inspiration because of I remember him telling the story of I think he had a divorce or whatever, and it was either his snakes or like where he's going to live or his house or something like that. He chose his snakes or whatever, so he took his snakes and stuff into his friend's apartment or like whatever it was. I don't remember. But like I remember him saying he was living in his car and stuff like that. Like, and now to see like where he's at now, like I mean, he was at the dirt bottom where he could have just said fuck it, gave up, stuff like that. I mean, that's some true inspiration and some, that's some killer, that's nuts, dude. It's adversity right there. It's overcoming it. He could have just said fuck it, thrown the towel, done whatever, and he wouldn't be where he's at today and putting the people he's on, putting the people on now.
Oh, exactly. Like, yeah, like he hit rock freaking bottom.
What up, Stan?
And that's one thing that keeps me motivated. Like, with all the punches life's thrown me, it's like, I'm at least, I didn't get to that point. So it's been an inspiration for me as well.
Right.
To just look back and be like, okay, you got this. If he can do that and get to where he's at now, you can make it through this crap.
Right. Like I went through bullshit last year. I didn't go into details with it. Part of it was the knee surgery and stuff like that. With along with other things or whatever. And I was at that point too where I was like, I don't know. Like I have so much money invested in this, like, I can't give up. I gotta keep pushing. It was hard. I mean, I understand the struggle that Billy went through with that and stuff like that. I mean, it was really hard. And to sit there and be depressed, but yet still have to take care of your animals and then get yourself out of that, it takes a lot, and I got mad respect for him. I can only imagine, you got to think of his emotions and stuff while he's still trying to do this, I mean, kudos to you, man, for sure. So, what else was I gonna say? So what's your designer, like what's your dream morph, man, that you want to make that you can't? All right, first off, what's your dream morph that you want to buy? And what's the dream morph that you want to make?
The dream morph I want to buy, man, about the only morph out there that I want to add at this moment is Acid. And
Acid, huh?
Yeah, my brother and sister Angie and Jeff there at Celtic Balls they're brewing me up an Acid, and I'm hopefully brewing them up a carpet, because Angie wants a carpet in the worst way, and she said, you give me a carpet and we'll give you an Acid. So I said, okay, sis, you got it. That's really the only thing. This is where you can put your input in. Like, I thought about Monsoon. Okay, I would love to have Monsoon to an extent,
right?
But everything I've seen Monsoon thrown in with, it doesn't look any different.
It does
Monsoon
not.
Always
I agree with you.
Looks Monsoon. I think the only way to go with it, like, you can just change the color.
Yes, I agree 100%. I've said this since like day one. The only thing that you can do in Monsoon is manipulate the color, and that's it. Yep. And once you're done with that, like, what are you gonna do?
That's like I've seen, like, what was it? The Leopard Mojave Monsoon, the regular Monsoon, just the Mojave Monsoon, and they all look the same. Like, the pattern's the same. There's no variation with it. Right. I mean, it's a crazy pattern, but it looks the same. I feel like, I mean, as neat as it is, and as much as it's got a lot of hype, I mean, I just feel like it's kind of like you're at the top of the iceberg with it.
Oh yeah, you're about where you're gonna go with it.
Yeah, like
I remember when it first came out, people were all about it. I was all about it. I remember going to Canova's facility, like, oh my gosh, like, I'm in year one. I'm a VIP. He just launched this. I'm in his facility right now. I'm holding a Mojave Monsoon, something I could never freaking dream of. And this is like when these things just first came out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm sitting there, I'm holding like a $30,000 snake. Like, oh shit, I better not drop this, But now that we see like where Monsoon's gone in the last year and a half, 2 years or whatever, I gotta agree with you, man. I just don't see where you're going to even leopards can't manipulate it.
No,
I don't think I've seen a spot nose one. Have you seen a spot nose one? Can spot nose manipulate it?
I don't see it. I don't know if you throw things that throw crazy patterns, are you really going to notice it though? Because the patterns
Right.
aren't that crazy. You got to throw something, and it is going to fire people up too. You got to throw something like freaking super hella strong, like Spider or
I say
Champagne at it.
spider maybe. I
mean, then you're gonna you might strip too much of the pattern away, and you're left with a spider. You know, who
right.
knows? I think monsoon's just you can play with the color. That's about it.
That's about
And
it.
that's like the end of the game right there with it is just color. Like throw it into Exantic. That's gonna be your most drastic change.
That'd be kind of cool.
It would be. I'm
That'd
not
be
gonna
kind of
lie.
cool. I'd like to see that. That'd be the way to take it. Kind of. I mean, what about? I mean, it's the same thing with Sunset too. I mean, all this hype was about Sunset, and then you saw how bad it just browned out. I mean, there's babies now that I see on more market they're just browning as I just look at the picture.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's as
like,
Sunset. Like, unless you throw it into like lavender albino, which is about the best example I've seen of it, and you produce what essentially is the sun dragon and boas, where it's this fluorescent orange freaking snake. That's about the only hope I see that it has. Because everything else I've seen as adults, it's just this brown snake that looks like, so many other morphs that, it's just an expensive brown snake. You might have a little bit of orange along the sides.
He goes, I am the worst speller in the reptile community, but Desert Ghost is still spelled white lace. That's funny. That's a.
Yeah, I mean, like Sunset. So you said, I mean, they look beautiful. They look nice as babies, but as they get older, I mean, they all look the same.
You know where it's at? What Sunset? Besides DG, but fucking Adam produced them. Actually, they're actually on Morph Market, and I think Brock's produced them too. The Hypo Sunsets. They are pricey, but they look badass. And
But what do they look like as adults?
They were just made. We don't know yet. They were just produced and stuff like that this year, so we don't know yet. But based off the babies and stuff like that, I mean, it's going to be insane. I think I can just see it because I'm really into hypo and stuff, so I'm really familiar with it. So with that being said, I know how hypos can keep their color and stuff. Yeah. So I think it's really going to add to the Sunset project. I think you got to have hypo in Sunset.
It might be, or it might like you might need DG in there with it.
Right.
We gotta play around with it. But yeah, I mean, there's anyway. Back to what your question was. Rabbit hole.
Designer, what was your one that you want to produce, and what is the one that you want to buy?
The one I want to buy. I want to throw at it. I want to buy acid. And I want it in its base form because I want to be able to enjoy toying with it, throwing it into everything. Because my ultimate goal with the acid is, everybody's gonna laugh at this. I want to make a Desert Ghost Exantic acid bumblebee with leopard in it. Just because the acid leopard bumblebee that I saw, if you would throw Exantic and Desert Ghost into it, the thing would look like a freaking a snow leopard, like the actual cat, snow leopard.
Right.
Because it gave this spotted look, a very unique, awesome. It just screamed at me. But so I'd want to just get acid just to make that. Now my ultimate project I'm working on, which I'm in the midst of working this into right now, or for next year anyway, would be a Desert Ghost Exantic Batman.
That'd be cool. Didn't JD produce one?
I don't know if he hit the DG. I
think he hit the DG, but I think he did have an Exantic Batman there.
Yeah, he hit the Exantic Batman. There was somebody
else. Had one.
There was somebody else that produced an Exantic Batman, and they were, I think they were TSK even, and then they hit the pastel Exantic Batman, and they look phenomenal. So I definitely want to. I would definitely want
to
to
read it. So you don't want the acid banana edgy spot nose gravel clown I can make this year? You're killing me, Jeremy.
I'm sorry, Tyler. I'm sorry. I probably couldn't afford that either, bro.
I don't know if I can afford that. I mean, I got an acid clown, but fuck.
Yeah. I mean, like, in all honesty, like you show me somebody that's willing to give you an acid for a carpet python.
Yeah.
I mean, a carpet python's, $300-400, maybe 5-6 if it's a really, really, really awesome looking one. Acids are what? About 1,000, if not 2,000.
The single gene ones are probably about 1,000, 1,500, depends on the quality of the acid. I know they're going down a little bit because of the ball python recession. People are just unloading and shit like that, which is stupid.
It's always just carpet for acid.
I'll take that deal. There you go.
But shit, maybe I can pull off 2 acids this year.
Right.
I just got to pull off a carpet clutch first.
But
I hope she goes. Like, I really do.
Well, we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting for sure. I'm sure we'll see it on your channel if she does.
Yeah. That'll actually, we'll have an egg pulling here coming up in like 2 weeks. I have another clutch pulling. Then we've got a clutch cutting coming up March 10th.
Hell yeah.
I think it's March 10th is when I'm cutting that clutch.
For sure.
But I mean, that's not gonna be anything fancy, but everything's double head Exantic DG. So
freaking will. Acid Male was the second snake I ever purchased and the first snake I ever traded. Sunset is like an ex-wife. Looked good and seemed to be good, and it turned out to be a disappointment.
Oh, Eric, that's bad. That's funny, but that's bad.
God, that's funny. I mean, he ain't wrong.
I gotta say,
it was good.
Dude, I can't say anything bad about my wife. I mean, she lets me do this. She doesn't get on my ass. I mean, I spend a lot of time with the snakes, a lot of time doing the YouTube stuff, and she just lets me go. She lets me go. I play Call of Duty and stuff, so she lets me go and do that, and like she doesn't get on me about anything. As long as I do what needs to be done around the house, she doesn't care. So I've got it made. I can't say anything bad. Also, she scares me sometimes. So
he said X. I said ex-wife, Jeremy. X, not future.
Oh, okay.
He said the X's. See, I never get married.
Well, I don't have an ex-wife. I've got several ex-girlfriends, but no ex-wives yet. Thank God. But like Tara scares me sometimes. Like years ago, I was walking through the kitchen. This is funny, haha. Every time I'd be walking through the kitchen, she was bent over getting something in the drawer, so I'd smack her butt. And finally, she looked at me. She said, "You do that one more time, you're not gonna forget it." And I just walked off, came walking back through. She was bent over, so I did it again. She came around with a plastic knife, and she like spun around, stabbed me like 5 times in the head. I'm like, okay, I give up. Ever since then, I never messed with her. I knew she meant business. She was quick.
Did you buy anything in the winter that you had on hold to up your collection?
I didn't buy anything over the winter that was on a hold. I mean, I've got that that pod mail that I showed off there. Not if she didn't like it was a plastic, knife, like nothing.
Right.
A plastic butter knife. It wasn't life threatening, but she was quick, dude. She was like ninja quick. I'll show off the guy that I got. The other one that I can't show off yet because he hasn't made his debut on my channel yet.
Oh, he hasn't even made it on your channel yet?
Yeah, the one hasn't made it. This is the pod guy that I just unveiled this week. This is OD Enchi pod that I got from Kai at Lucas Landon. Which everybody knows I love my low white pod, so this guy was just the right amount of pattern. And of course, the camera's not picking the oranges up the greatest, but I mean, his sides are like orange.
That's
Now,
really nice.
there might be leopard in him as well because there was leopard in the pairing. But
I could see leopard in that, honestly, a little bit because of how dark it is and kind of the pattern. I don't think that because like how the lines are straight on it.
But at the very minimum, it's Odienchi. I love that really black spot right there at my thumb.
Oh yeah, that is nice.
Like it's just like the one and only big black spot.
I can kind of honestly see leopard in that a little bit. I've seen some
Somebody
leopard.
else commented thinking that there was leopard in it too. So
I can see leopard. I it's dark, like.
But hey, that's one of those things where we gotta prove it out, and maybe I'll get a surprise out of it.
For sure. All right, real quick, guys.
That I picked up, which is from Danny. I haven't unveiled him yet on the channel, so everybody's got to hold off on that one.
All right, real quick. Hit that subscribe and like button. We're doing that 419 Morphs subscriber giveaway. We hit 419 Morphs. We hit that subscribe. Sorry, we hit the 419 subscriber on YouTube. I'm going to give away a free 419 Morphs t-shirt. I'm going to do that on a live spin. I'm going to do that on a live spin to win. It's going to be in honor of 419 Morphs, honestly, in the name. So we're going to do that hopefully we can do that next week. I'm only 4 away. So tell your guys' friends to subscribe. I'd love to do it next week. They are custom-made shirts. It's going to take a little bit for it to come in, but I would have to get your size and stuff. It's going to be the same design that I have, that I wear on the podcast. We're also doing a 500 subscriber giveaway once that hits as well, and the details of that are right here. So there you guys go.
Okay, I'm trying to.
Karr's giving out a pair of snakes that are code Domset Pods. We got store credit for Matt Yates and Dark Fired Morris, which is Bryce. And we have a swag pack from Chaotic Creations, as well as you're going to be getting a store credit from me, my Morph Market account, where you can use whenever. And another free t-shirt, honestly. So there's be a nice little giveaway for me. So make sure you guys tune into that. So
you're going to be 3 away.
I'm gonna be what?
There.
3 away?
Now you're 3 away.
Were you not subscribed?
I use my other. I just subscribed to you from my other YouTube channel.
That's cheating, but it counts.
hey. It still can view videos. Counts.
For sure.
Yeah. No. My Warfels Morris account is subscribed, but now my account that I use to look at all the other random videos I don't want popping up over my snake feed, like my gaming channels and all that crap.
Right.
Not one I just subbed to.
Well, you didn't. Well, I had the YouTube started. You encouraged me for the podcast. There's a difference. Will got me into the podcast and introduced me to T-Keys, which got me into the podcast. So he was like, dude, you need to start doing the podcast and stuff. I'm like that. I'm like, well, don't judge me on my garbage podcast now, though. It was your idea.
Dude, it's hard. Like, it was hard for me to want to do. Like, I thought about doing a live stream, and I thought, nah, like, I don't like speaking. Like, I'm not a very good public speaker. And then Adam from Proper Royals had me on, and after, like, I mean, I drank, like, I had this cup filled up to like about here with Jack Daniels. And the rest of it was just Pepsi, and I drank every freaking bit of that during that live. And at the end of it, I thought, you know what? I was like, that really wasn't that bad.
No, it's not. It's actually really fun.
It is.
I love it.
So that's when I decided, like, you know what? I'm gonna freaking do it too.
Will's not wrong with this. So Will goes, you had over 100 subscribers, over 100 during their first live. They just got me to 420. Let's go, guys. I don't know how you guys did it, but let's go. So next podcast, make sure you join. It's going to be the free for all podcast. Let me double check this real quick. Let me confirm this. They did. They just got me up to 420, guys.
See, it was my whole thing of thinking about, hey, I've got that other YouTube thing.
They did it.
Almost everybody's got a second.
Yep, they all
YouTube
did it.
account.
Yep. So you guys did it. Thank you so much. So we did that. So next podcast, here's the announcement for that. Next podcast next week for the free for all. When we have everybody in on this thing, we will be doing a live spin to win free T-shirt. Okay, it's gonna be a custom T-shirt. I might even do 2 of them. We'll see how I'm feeling that day. I don't know. We'll see how many people we have in the chat. If I can get over
things,
if I can get over 20 people live watching our video in the live podcast that week, I will give away 2 free T-shirts. Okay, but you have to be able to then pretty much,
well,
this guy screenshot of the 419 and resubscribe. That's messed up. Well, it works, man. Hell yeah! Kudos to you, man. Appreciate it. So, if I can get over 20 viewers live on that podcast, whatever, I may give away 2 T-shirts. If we can get 30, who knows? We'll see where this goes. So,
where are we at right now?
I think the most we hit was 16.
Oh, okay.
It's not bad.
Hey, I'm happy that 16 people would care to hear about anything I had
It's been going on and off. It's fluctuating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it always does. Ain't no big deal. Listen, I don't care about that shit.
So you figure it's Super Bowl weekend. There's people probably getting
for sure.
crap ready for parties. I expect tomorrow my live it's gonna be dead.
Oh yeah, I've got Super Bowl tomorrow. So I'm at my limit, Jeremy. Congratulations, you've hit the record for the longest podcast with me so far. Cause I only do over an hour and a half. We're almost at 2 hours. So
dude, this is short.
So, yeah. So guys, thank you so much. Tell your guys' friends. Share this channel. Except I am doing the What the Fuck series now for the USARK. So check that out. That is a new thing I added to the channel. I'm going to keep growing this. I'm going to keep pushing it really hard. Can't wait to get this 500 subscriber giveaway. Should happen in no time. Jeremy, I had fun with you.
Thanks for having me on, bro.
Hey, no problem, man. If you can tune in next week or whatever, so we'll be giving away some free T-shirts next week. Spin to win. Gotta be in the live chat to enter. At that time, I'll probably do it like 20 minutes or so in the podcast. Make sure everyone is in on it that wants to be in on it. And then I will do it off my phone, and we'll just do a random spin to win. And whoever wins, wins.
Freaking awesome. Yeah, I'll try to make it through. Like I said, I mean, a lot of it depends on if the wifey decides to pop or not by that point. So we'll have to see where the newest baby Warful is at by that point.
For sure, man. For sure. Yeah, you can do that now, 9:05. That is awesome. Please do. I encourage you to do. I encourage any of you guys to do. Thank you for saying that we have a great show, Stan. I appreciate it. I hope Will approves. Awesome, guys. See you guys later on Jeremy's. We'll be on there tomorrow, hopefully. We'll see.
Paul, I have a members only live stream tonight at.
Oh, do you?
Well, I forget if I said it at 9 or 10. I'd have to look at what I have it set at, but
there you go. So, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys got some good information. We talked about some really good topics on this one. It was fun. It was nice talking to you, Jeremy. I look forward to
thanks
it.
Again.
Make sure you guys tune in next week. Until then, we're out, guys. See ya.
Peace.
Peace.